Well, spring, it's a season of renewal, and just as spring cleaning brightens and refreshes your home and yards, my next guest believes that you can apply the same principle to your relationships. Studio 5 parenting contributor Heather Johnson says it's time to spring clean your connections. She'll help you revitalize your most important relationships. Welcome, Heather.
Thanks.
This is such an interesting concept because we think of it physically, but I love the aspect of thinking about it emotionally, relationship-wise. How do we know if maybe our relationships need that spring cleaning, or if they are dirty or dusty or outgrown? How do we know?
Yeah, because it happens, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just like our homes, just like our yards, our relationships, things build up. They get dusty, right? They sit dormant and they need revitalizing. They need new energy. That happens too. So we can start looking for a couple things. If you're holding grudges in a relationship, it needs some spring cleaning, right? If there's grievances that you're hanging on to, if you have negative emotions towards someone that are always kind of there, right? Every time you see them, there's those uncomfortable feelings that you have. Or every time a certain child walks in the room, you're already in that negative space.
Yeah.
That would let you know. If there is communication problems, meaning anytime you communicate with this person you're in a relationship with, you always feel misunderstood. Or you can see that there's patterns of communication that repeat themselves that are unhealthy, meaning every time you have a conversation, maybe with a spouse or a child or a neighbor, the conversations always tend to end in some sort of frustration. That would let you know there's some spring cleaning.
Yeah.
There's some other things, when relationships start to lose their shine in the memories of them. We have these memories in relationships and they're shiny and they're bright and they're beautiful. And over time, they can start to get dull. If those memories aren't shiny anymore, if they're not shining, it lets us know that probably needs some spring cleaning, as well as estrangement. And I'd love for us to consider that even if you're in a situation where there's a relationship where there's estrangement, it would be worth seeing if we can't pull it out and dust it off and see what we might be able to do with it. So those are just some of the everyday things that let us know, hey, this relationship needs some cleaning up. It needs some energy. It needs renewed or refreshed.
I love that you said that. It needs some taking out, some cleaning off, some polishing up, right? I think that sometimes when we get in these relationships, where we have these relationships, it does feel a little bit hopeless. You're like, well, what am I supposed to do about it, right? Like, it has to be a two-way thing. But you're saying there's hope and you have things that we can do. First, you're saying we're going to declutter.
We're going to declutter. So the way we're going to do this is you're going to take out your relationships and you're going to give them a good look. The same way sometimes we open our closets and go, okay, what do I need to do here, right? Or the linen closet. We look at those things when we're spring cleaning and we decide we've got to declutter. We've got to get rid of some things. Now, clutter adds up, and in our relationships, that same thing happens. We hang on to grudges. We hang on to the grievances. They add up, and now we're just cluttered. We're overwhelmed with them. So the way we're going to declutter is we are going to worry much more about being healthy instead of about being right. Because we tend to gather all of these things because we want someone to understand us, and really we want someone to say, yep, you're right, or apologize. We want them to do something. Instead, we're going to put that down and put all of our energy into what healthy looks like. Now, that means that we're going to decide to declutter by living our own value system. If you and I made a list of the values we subscribe to in our relationships, I hardly doubt that being judgmental or holding grudges or not being kind and patient, they wouldn't make the list.
Right.
And yet, we do those things and we worry more about being right than being healthy. So we're going to declutter by worrying about being healthy. What are those values that we subscribe to, and are we actually living them? It will help get rid of all those cobwebs and all those extra things that have accumulated. So that's a really great way to declutter those relationships.
It seems like you got to put your pride down. You got to make it.
Always.
Yeah.
Yep.
Always, as Heather will say.
Always.
But put your pride down and then make it about being healthy versus about being right. Oh, so good. Next, we're going to nourish.
Yes, we're going to give it energy. We're going to nourish these relationships. Nourishment, right? It's feeding something, and it's feeding it healthy things so that it grows.
Yeah.
And so again, if there's relationships where the communication is hard, where they're challenging, right? This could be a child you have right now or a high schooler who every morning complains about going to school. Those are challenges, right? It could be a situation where you're communicating with a spouse and it always is tense or you always feel misunderstood. The way we're going to nourish relationships as we spring clean them is we're going to be more empathetic. When we are empathetic, we feed relationships really healthy food. We give them good things. We can do that by not judging if school is hard for that child, not judging in that conversation, and seeing whatever's going on as true to the other person. It's amazing what happens when we will just offer that empathy. When a child says something's hard, and we actually just consider that maybe it is for them, whether we agree that it is or not. that empathy will feed the relationship. It will make it be full in the most beautiful ways. So we're going to nourish, and we're going to do that by being very empathetic.
Nourish. Oh, love that one. Next, we're going to polish.
Yes, we're going to shine things up. Again, our relationships, they can get dull.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to let that happen. They fall into a state of disrepair if we're not constantly giving them energy. It's a beautiful time of year to consider what relationships we might be in that need some polishing, that need shined up. The best way to do this is to be really intentional, to take something that's good and to say, hey, I want this to be even better. I want this relationship to be even better. And we do that by creating a working plan every day for being intentional. So that means asking today, what is it that I can do to give energy to shine up this relationship today?
Yeah.
What can I contribute to it? Without intentionality, things fall apart. And we have to know that. Those are kind of our two options, right?
Yeah.
So it's a really good time of year to step back and ask, where can I be more intentional in my relationships? Especially as women, there's so much that starts to get in the way of the relationships we care about the most.
Yeah.
We are busy, we have a lot going on, a lot of people depending on us, and that hurriedness can get in the way. So we're gonna be more intentional.
More intentional. Okay, we have 2 minutes left for the last two. Refresh.
We're gonna refresh any relationship that needs it. Now, if you look at this word, refreshment is this idea that we're gonna reinvigorate, that we're gonna give it new energy and new effort. And we want to look at our relationships and see which of our relationships need reinvigorating, right? Need more energy or need that newness. One of the very best ways to do this is to continually ask ourselves, how can I hear what the other person is saying in a way that keeps us connected? Now, imagine if this question is going through our minds when we're communicating, especially in the relationships that need some work.
Yeah.
To ask, how can I hear what you say to me right now in a way that helps us stay connected? Now, go back to a child who comes to you and says something unkind like, you're the worst, or I don't like you, or is
been there.
frustrated, right? What if instead of hearing it as they're disrespecting me, what if instead I ask, how can I hear their words in a way that helps us stay connected? Now I'm going to hear something totally different. In fact, I'm probably going to hear in my head that that child doesn't feel understood. Imagine if we ask that about a neighbor who has maybe said some things that are a little bit uncomfortable in that relationship, a girlfriend or a spouse. How can I hear what you're saying to me in a way that keeps us connected? It will dramatically change everything. It will renew that relationship like nothing else can. It'll then help us be empathetic and help us be more intentional and help us worry about being healthy. It's a beautiful question to help relationships start to grow again. Right?
And easy to keep in mind, especially in those moments.
Absolutely.
All right, last, very quickly, restore and regrow.
Yes, and we're going to do this with relationships, especially that are estranged. Let's pull them back out. You know, we continue to see research that shows us that people who choose estrangement tend to regret it a few years after they choose it.
Yes.
That it's not what we want in the long run. We're going to do this by forgiving. It is a great thing to do this spring season. We've got Easter, we've got this renewal. What a great time to decide to forgive, to realize that when we're unwilling to do that, the only person it hurts is us. And so the energy it takes to hold that grudge, to not forgive, is far more energy than it would take to forgive. It's a great way to restore. And as soon as we offer that forgiveness, the restoration becomes a regrowth. It's a beautiful time of year to consider. It's not just the flowers. It's not just in our home that we want to wash the windows and dust out the cobwebs. Let's do it to our relationships too. They are the most important thing we have, the most important.
And it's a tender invitation to just forgive. Oh, Heather, this is all so good. Spring cleaning your relationships. If you would like to have Heather coach individuals and families, you can find her information on our website. Thanks, Heather.